Hey, good day, everybody. Today, great piece titled, Do These 30 Things If You Want to Be Unstoppable, Part 1. I'm going to only do 15 today and 15 next week. A lot of people are good at what they do. Some are even elite. A select few are completely unstoppable. Those who are unstoppable are in their own world. They don't compete with anyone but themselves. You never know what they'll do, only that you will be forced to respond. Even though they don't compete with you, they make you compete with them. Are you unstoppable? By the end of this blog, you will be. Let's get started. Number 1, don't think, know, and act. Don't think. You already know what you have to do. You know how to do it. What's stopping you? Tim Grover, author of Relentless from Good to Great to Unstoppable. Rather than analyzing and thinking, act. Attuned to your senses and with complete trust in yourself, do what you instinctively feel you should. As Oprah has said, every right decision I have ever made has come from my gut. Every wrong decision I've made was the result of me not listening to the greater voice of myself. The moment you start thinking, you've already lost. Thinking swiftly pulls you out of the zone. In fact, what it does, it paralyzes you when you start thinking. If you know what to do, you just need to get after it and start doing it. If you know you need to prospect. If you know you need to, make that tough phone call, make that tough phone call. If you know you need to recruit to grow your business, then get busy recruiting. If you know your skill sets need to get improved, then get busy working on improving your skill sets, your sales skills, your people skills, your time management skills, all the skills that are going to determine whether you win or lose. Number 2, always be prepared so you have the freedom to act on instinct. This is a huge, huge thing. This is one of the things that that's helped me succeed more than any single thing. I prepared and then I over-prepared. I got to the point where everything was reflexive. There's no thinking involved. It was just doing. And that's what you need to do. That takes discipline, it takes commitment, and it takes some time. Just as a yin-yang symbol possesses a kernel of light in the dark and of dark in the light, creative leaps are grounded in technical foundation. Josh Waitzkin, author of The Art of Learning, An Inner Journey to Optimal Performance. As a matter of fact, I'm reading that book right now. It's a great book. Become a master of your craft. While everyone's relaxing, you're practicing and perfecting. Learn the left brain rules in and out so your right brain can have limitless freedom to break the rules and create. With enhanced consciousness, time will slow down for you. You'll see things in several more frames than others. While they're trying to react to the situation, you'll be able to manipulate and tweak the situation to your liking. Big key, become a master of your craft. Are you a master of your craft right now? Really, be honest. Have you done everything you can do to master your craft? Probably the answer, if you're honest, is probably not. But you know what? From this point forward, make it a point to become a master of your craft. Number 3, don't be motivated by money or anything external. Having nice things is, well, nice, but for you, it's never been about the money, prestige, or anything else outside of you. Take these things away, and nothing changes for you. You're still going to be pushing your personal limits and giving it your all. Give these things to you, and they won't destroy you like they do most people. And I think this is really true. I think for me, I was always motivated by freedom. Of course, you need money to be free, but the freedom was what I was really looking for. Yeah, I like driving a nice car. I like living in a nice home, in a nice area. Absolutely, no question about it. But in the end, it's freedom. Most people, because, they get involved in nice things, nice cars, big houses, etc., things that show other people that look at me, I'm successful, that's not a winning strategy. Freedom is a winning strategy. Being able to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, in a style you want is the real prize. It's not things. Never be satisfied. The drive to close the gap between near perfect and perfect is the difference between great and unstoppable. Tim Grover. Even after you achieve a goal, you're not content. For you, it's not even about the goal. It's about the climb to see how far you can push yourself. One of the things that I always thought about is I'm constantly reading. I'm reading, 3, 4, 5 books a month. I've been doing this for years and years. I've gone to countless seminars, listened to hundreds and hundreds of different audio programs over the time. Always seen, my thing has always been, how good can I get? I want to do well. I want to win, but I want to really see how good I can get at my craft, at what I do for a living. And you have that kind of focus, there's no limit to how good you can get. So it's kind of like having a sense of purpose. You just keep working at it over your lifetime. You look back and you say, wow, what a great life. Instead of looking back, oh my gosh, I wish I would have done more, I wish I would have studied more, I wish I would have prepared better, I wish I would have made better choices. You don't want to have that conversation with yourself. You want to look back and say, wow, that was an amazing run. I did everything I wanted to do, I became the person I want to become, and I lived an amazing life. Does this make you ungrateful? Absolutely not. You're entirely humbled and grateful for everything in your life, which is why you will never get complacent or lazy. Number 5, always be in control. Unlike most people who are dependent on substances or other external factors or other people's approval, you're in control of what you put in your body, how you spend your time, and how long you stay in the zone. Act based on instinct, not impulse. Just because you could doesn't mean you do, and when you do, it's because you want to, not because you have to. Number 6, be true to yourself. This is really scary. Although 70% of U.S. employees hate their jobs and only 1 in 3 Americans report being happy, relentless and unstoppable people purge everything from their life they hate. Have the self-respect and confidence to live life on your terms. When something isn't right in your life, change it immediately. Don't put up with it. If there's people that that you're associating with that aren't going anywhere, change the people. If you're not doing the things you should be doing, change your actions. Change. Become your own boss. If 70% of U.S. employees hate their jobs, what does that tell you about having a job? The likelihood is you're going to hate your job. Why don't you start your own business? Become your own person. Create a situation where you have unlimited upside instead of a glass ceiling. Never let off the pressure. Look, pressure can bust pipes, but it can also make diamonds. Tim Grover. Most people can handle pressure in small doses, but when left to their own devices, they let off the pressure and relax. One of the things I noticed, I work with some professional athletes and their thinking. And almost everybody in my career, in my business also, it's people start doing well, they start having success, they start exploding their income, their business starts going, and then they let off. They let off the gas, they start cruising, they think it's going to keep going because, well, I'm different. Well, you're not different. You can't let off the gas. You have to keep pushing it until you're done. And what I mean done, to me, done is you have at least $10 million invested somewhere and you're completely debt-free, and no matter what happens, you're bulletproof. If you're not that place, you can't afford to let off. Not you. Look, you never take the pressure off yourself. Instead, you continuously turn up the pressure. It's what keeps you alert and active. Never let off the pressure. Number 8, don't be afraid of the consequences of failure. Look, most people stay close to the ground where it's safe. If they fall, it won't hurt that bad. But when you choose to fly high, the fall may kill you. And you're okay with that. To you, there is no ceiling and there is no floor. It's all in your head. If something goes wrong, if you fail, you adjust and you keep going. Look, everybody fails. I've tried 4 different businesses before the business I'm currently in, 4 different ones. And I didn't do very well at any of them, really. Did okay at a couple of them, but not really that well. And so I said, this isn't for me. I'm going to try something else. Thank God I found a business for me that allowed me to be creative, to work hard, to win big, to set up my family, to get financially independent, to become debt-free. So don't stop. If you have a failure or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, keep going. Number 9, don't compete with others. Make them compete with you. Look, most people are competing with other people. They continuously check in to see what others in their space, their competition, are doing. As a result, they mimic and copy what's working. Conversely, you've left all the competition behind. Competing with others makes absolutely zero sense to you. I've never really competed with other people. I've just focused on what I'm doing, and over time, I've done okay. It pulls you from your authentic zone, so you zone out of the external noise and instead zone in to your internal pressure to produce. You're focused on what you're trying to do day in and day out. Not looking to your right, not looking to your left, not looking behind you for sure, but looking straight ahead, focusing on how to make tomorrow better. Number 10, never stop learning. Ordinary people seek entertainment. Extraordinary people seek education and learning. Let me repeat that because this is big. Ordinary people seek entertainment. They go to the movies, they go to ball games, they watch, football on TV, they do stuff that's entertaining to them. But extraordinary people seek education and learning, knowing that that's what's going to set them apart from all the so-called competition. When you want to become the best at what you do, you never stop learning. You're always focused on getting better. You're always focused on growing your awareness. I have a saying, as you grow your awareness, life gets fun and easy. And so does business. You never stop improving and honing your skills and your knowledge. You're always working to get better. Your unparalleled preparation is what gives you power. And this is what most people don't have the discipline to do, is to have unparalleled preparation where they're totally prepared. So when they get into an opportunity where they have a chance to grow their business, recruit a person, close a transaction, they are prepared. No one else is willing to pay the price you've paid. I used to have a conversation with myself. I'd be driving all over God's creation, do appointments. I used to be going up to driving up to the Central California from Southern California when I was first building my business to do meetings and meet with people and grow a business. And, I was flying up to Sacramento and sleeping on someone's couch while I was training them. I did all kinds of crazy things. And I knew I would drive in my car and I go, you know what? No one is willing to pay the price I'm willing to pay. And for that reason, I know I'm going to win. And win I did. 11, success isn't enough. It only increases the pressure. For most people, becoming successful is enough. However, when you're relentless, success only increases the pressure to do more. Immediately following the achievement of a goal, you're focused on your next challenge. I see that's a big problem for most people. They have a goal to get promoted to a certain position. They get there, and then they let up because they don't have another goal sitting right there waiting. So as soon as they hit the one goal, they should be moving to another goal. Like for me, when I got my income to 100,000, I said, if I can make 100, I can make 200. If I can make 200, I can make 400. If I can make 400, I can make 800. If I can make 800, I can make 1,600,000, and so on and so on. I knew that. That's what I focused on. I'm always moving to the next level, not getting complacent. Number 13. Don't get crushed by success. Success can be a catalyst for failure. Greg McKeown, author of Essentialism, The Disciplined Pursuit of Less. Most people can't handle success, authority, or privilege. It destroys them and makes them lazy. When they get what they want, they stop doing the very things that got them there. The external noise becomes too intense. But for you, no external noise can push you harder than your own internal pressure. It's not about this achievement, but the one after and the one after that. There's no destination, only when you're finished. Look, if you have a goal of constantly improving and growing, you won't get crushed by success. If your goal is always to see how good you can get, you'll just keep going to another level. That's what you want to do. Number 13, completely own it when you screw up. It's a hard one for most people. Implementing extreme ownership requires checking your ego and operating with a high degree of humility. Admitting mistakes, taking ownership, and developing a plan to overcome challenges are integral to any successful team. Jocko Willink, author of Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. No blame, no deception or illusion, just the cold hard truth. When you mess up, you own it. And as a leader, you own it when your team fails. Only with extreme ownership can you have complete freedom and control. Look, you can make excuses or you can make money, but you can't make both. Let your work speak for itself. Well done is well said. That's Anthony Lisione. I don't know how you poet and author. Cal Newport's recent book, Deep Work, distinguishes deep work from shallow work. Here's the difference. Deep work is rare, it's high value, and it's non-replicable. In other words, not easy to copy or outsource. Shallow work is common, low value, replicable. Anyone can do it. Talking is shallow. Anyone can talk. It's easily replicated. It's low value. Conversely, deep work is rare. Doing the work to get results, making the calls, preparing. It's done by people who are focused and working while everyone else is talking. Deep work is so good it can't be ignored. It doesn't need words. It speaks for itself. Look, your results are going to tell the story, folks. You don't need to say anything. 15. Always work on your mental strength. Mental resilience is arguably the most critical trait of a world-class performer, and it should be nurtured continuously. Left to my own devices, I'm always looking for ways to become more and more psychologically impregnable. When uncomfortable, my instinct is not to avoid the discomfort, but to become at peace with it. My instinct is always to seek out challenges as opposed to avoiding them. It's one of the reasons I started working with Steve Seibold, and we've been doing these mental toughness seminars, because for most people just are not mentally tough. They get a little, they get a little rejection, or somebody quits on them, or a client cancels the order, or whatever happens, they fold like a cheap tent. But when you're mentally tough, you just keep going. You look at the situation, say, what could I have done better? How can I avoid this happening in the future? What kind of skill sets, knowledge do I need to acquire so that this doesn't happen again? So that when this happens again in the future, I can just bulldoze right through it. The better you can be under pressure, the further you'll go than anyone else, because they'll crumble under pressure. The best training you will ever do is mental training. This is why reading or listening to a podcast like this, or listening to the right audios, going to seminars, that sort of thing, to get you to start working on your mindset, the way you think, because the way you think is going to determine whether you keep moving forward, plowing forward, or you fold like a cheap tent, right, with your little tail between your legs in a fetal position in a closet. The best training you'll ever do is mental training. Wherever your mind goes, your body follows. Let me repeat that. Wherever your mind goes, your body follows. Wherever your thoughts go, your life follows. So what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about winning? Or are you thinking about the obstacles? Are you thinking about you might get rejected? Are you thinking about what people might think about you? Or are you thinking about where you want to go and how you're going to help these people get what they want so that you can get what you want? The best training you'll ever do is mental training.